Hey everybody, it's Soaping Sunday, and today we're going to be making goat milk soap, and we are going to do a multi-step process to make soaps that have a little goat surprise on the inside. So this is my most time-consuming bar of soap because of all the details involved with it. So I'm going to be making butterflies to place on the front of the soap. I'm going to be making custom small goats that are going to go inside of the soap, and they're going to look like my goats here. And that is just part of day one, getting those butterflies made and getting those little goats made. Those are going to harden overnight. We're going to unmold them tomorrow. We'll see how they look. As long as they're good to go, we can then make the soap batter to make the bars of soap that we're going to insert the little goat surprise inside of and the butterfly on the top. Then those are going to harden overnight, and then on the third day, if it's ready to go, we will unmold them and see what our final soap bar product looks like. So come along on this 3-day journey of making this goat surprise soap. Now, making the butterflies and the goats today, I am estimating will take me about 3.5 hours to do, since I'm doing some custom work there. And then tomorrow, unmolding, making the soap, and putting it all together, I'm guessing will take about 4.5 hours. And then the unmolding process the next day, the third day, will probably take about 45 minutes to get everything unmolded and cleaned up and looking nice. So it is a process to get these 15 bars of soap done, but I'm confident that I can get it done, and I'm really excited to see what they end up looking like. So this approximate 8 hours of soap making, you're gonna see the sped up version of it to some nice music and see what those end results are gonna be. Let's get to soaping.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that the more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now to where we started.
Can I be your superhero? Superhero. 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 I'm on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare, 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me.
Do you remember how you held me then? Now you got me reaching out. And do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out.
Okay, I just finished. That was a lot of soap. We got 64 soaps made, custom goats, butterflies, I got sunflower soaps, little round soaps. I wish I could say that I used all the soap batter, but I ended up with soap on a stick because I was not fast enough. And this smells fantastic, but the lemongrass essential oil in here caused it to seize up, and I did not get it into the sunflower mold fast enough. So I'm sad about this soap here. But thankfully I was able to get what I really needed to accomplish today, which was getting some surprise goats done and some of the butterflies done so that I can make the actual bar of soap. Hopefully tomorrow, if this all unmolds okay. But I did learn something today. I totally forgot that I was wearing my cute boots with the little heel. Not the best for when you're gonna be standing on your feet soaping for 3 hours. So note to self, double check footwear before you start doing all this soaping. So we'll check back tomorrow and see how these unmold. It's the next day and I have a lot of soap to unmold, and I'm really excited to see how it came out. I know I showed you the soap on the stick and I was sad about wasting it, and I went to clean up everything and I could not throw out the soap on the stick. I just couldn't do it. The soap supplies, everything is so expensive, and now that I've calculated the soap cost and it's so much more than what I thought it cost to make a bar of soap, I had to figure out a way to save that soap batter. So I did scoop it out. It was really hard to scoop, and I smushed it into these molds here and pressed it in and really wedged it in there and packed it down. And it's probably not going to be pretty, but I'm hoping that it's going to be soap and that I can just use it as like personal soap, so rather than going in the trash. We're gonna have to see what it ended up like. Did I salvage it? Well, let's get to unmolding. Okay, I ran into a bit of an issue. The little surprise goats that I'm trying to unmold, they're still too soft. And the first two that I unmolded, the first one lost its legs and the second one lost both ears. So I'm just nervous to keep going because I don't want to have that happen with all of these goats. I'm gonna give them another 24 hours and hopefully the salt that I used will continue to help harden it. And my other soaps unmolded okay, but they are a solid mass. We're not trying to unmold cute little ears or adorable little tiny legs. So I'm gonna check back in 24 hours and see if it's any better. And let's hope that we get some goats out of this so then we can move on to the next step of making these surprise goat bars of soap. But I will say the butterflies came out pretty good. I had to be very slow, very meticulous about removing them because they still felt soft, but they did come out. This mold here with 12 insects, it's a mix of moths, butterflies, and dragonflies. I got 10 of them to come out. 2 of them broke and a couple of them had some issues, but I was able to use half of the butterfly, so I could do a couple of them on the soaps with just one wing on there. But not the greatest on molding, but at least I've got 10 to work with out of the 12. But the sunflowers are beautiful. I love how the charcoal sunflower came out and the natural. And they smell fantastic with the lemongrass, lavender, and cedarwood atlas. That lemon comes through so nicely. Just a very fresh scent with the floral undertones. Honestly, I don't even smell the cedarwood atlas, but putting a small amount of cedarwood in to the scent blend, it's gonna help ground the lavender and the lemongrass notes to help them to last longer. And so it is important that I put it in there, even if I can't really smell it at the percentage that I put it in. I have found with my soaps that just have lemongrass and lavender that the scent of the lemon doesn't last as long. So I've started adding more cedarwood atlas now to that scent blend. And then for the peppermint circle soaps, the natural ones that I poured first came out nice. This indigo was my leftover soap from the butterflies, so I poured this after I had done all the intricate butterflies, so it got thick, and that's why you can see cracking. But it is a lovely color and will make a great little soap for my private collection. So we'll check back tomorrow and see how these little goats are doing, and hopefully be able to make some soap bars out of them. Okay, we are 24 hours later. Let's see if we can unmold these adorable little goats. I am so hopeful that I don't break any little soap goat legs or ears. Here we go. They've been sitting now for 48 hours, so I really hope they'll unmold. Out of 18 surprise goat molds, we only got 7 that came out intact out of the mold, even after 48 hours of hardening. I'm so sad because that means we can't put them into the actual bar molds today to make the 15 bar soaps that I was hoping to do today. So even with the salt in the recipe, the little ears are really fragile. And the tiny little legs are super fragile. So it is hard to get them out of the mold intact. One wrong move and they crack. And I made a lot of wrong moves. It started to get better towards the end when I moved on to cutting out the little Amelia Bedelias and the Fancy Nancy's. But sadly it's not enough. So instead of putting these into a bar mold today, I am going to start over and make another batch of 18 goats and hope that in a day or two that I can unmold them and then make our surprise goat bars. But I'm gonna try again today. We'll see what happens. messy. Got real thick and I had to move really quickly. So we'll see what this looks like tomorrow. Hopefully we can unmold it. That is the hope. I'll see you then. Okay, it is the next day. Let's hope that these new little goat surprises that I made yesterday will unmold today and not have their little ears or legs break off. I'm so hopeful this is gonna work. Here we go.
Darling, I've been tempted by the darkness, telling me that I should throw it all away. Fight so hard, my heart is hardly helpless. Find myself so desperate on my knees to break. And I hear the voice of an angel.
Okay, so I just finished unmolding and sadly we only ended up with 9 goats that I can use in the soap out of the 18 goats that I meticulously made. The soap batter got too thick, so what happened was it didn't fill in the areas nicely, and so it just looks really uneven and chunky. And so as much as I want to utilize the time, the 3 to 4 hours to make these custom goats and some other soaps in the process to make good use of that time, I'm gonna have to go back to just focusing on making just these custom goats without having batter to do all these other things, because this is very time consuming and by the time I get it done, the soap is too thick. So I'm just gonna have to set aside time to make these custom goats and focus strictly on that and not do butterflies and not do sunflowers and not do circle soaps, even though I have extra batter and I want to use that up. It's just not working out to try to scale up and do larger batches when you're doing custom work like this. So I ordered more of these little goat molds so that I can do more of them in one batch, and hopefully this batch went better where I got half of the batch to come out okay, but that's still not great odds because I need 15 surprise goats to do my 15 bar soap mold. So I'm hoping with more molds, and if I just strictly do just these goats in one sitting, hopefully then I'll have a success. So we're gonna find out. I'm gonna try it again. Bear with me here during this learning process, because I will master this. I will figure out how I can make these custom goats in my custom surprise goat bars. I am determined. Now, on the plus side, all of the butterflies came out beautifully. They unmolded beautifully just 24 hours later.